well. Especially his experience in publishing Scopus index journals. I'm sure it is going to be a very fruitful session for all of us. And we're going to be benefited by his talk today. So let us welcome Dr. Pradhan Mahbub Ibn Shiraz without further delay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your precious words. Now it is time to know about our speaker in more detail. Dr. Pradhan Mahbub Ibn Shiraz is currently working as an associate professor at the Department of English at American International University, Bangladesh. He completed his PhD in teaching English as a second language at the Faculty of Education, University Technology, Malaysia, and MA in Applied Linguistics and ELT from University of Dhaka. He is particularly interested in how technology could assist English language teaching. He got published 34 research articles in prestigious national and international peer-reviewed journals, most of which are indexed in Scopus and Web of Science, for example, Helian Journal of Psycholinguistic Research, Language Testing in Asia, and many more. He has reviewed 186 manuscripts of 41 different international journals, mostly indexed in Scopus and Web of Science. He is also a member of editorial board of 14 different Scopus and Web of Science index journals. So this webinar will cover a detailed discussion on how early career researchers can maintain digital profiles, tracking the impact of their research works, and identify top researchers and journals in their field. So I believe our audience would be greatly benefited by attending our webinar. Now I would invite Mr. Pradhan Mahbub Ibn Shiraz sir to begin his presentation. Sir.
Okay, thank you, Tasnia ma'am, for your good introduction. Good afternoon, good evening to all who are participating from different parts of the world and who are present here physically. In the very beginning, I would like to give my thanks to the organizing committee, especially Head Department of English, Dean Faculty of Arts and Social Science. Actually, today I would like to share my experience as early career researcher for maintaining digital platforms, tracking the impact of my research works through citations and publications, finding top journals and researchers, as well as acquainting with contemporary researchers in our fields. Basically, these four things or four issues I would like to highlight through this session. Before entering into the session, I would like to try to illustrate some concepts regarding networking. Less or more, we know this term. We are very much familiar with these terms, networking. Nowadays, we are living in the world of Internet of Things. That's why we cannot avoid these waves. Okay, within this wave, basically researchers, they will get much more benefit globally. That's why networking is nowadays very important. Here, networking for researcher means exchanging their information, ideas along with other researchers, okay, among the researcher within his or her fields and with other fields, researchers of other fields. And networking also provides opportunity to share learning, to find new research opportunities, and it also helps to establish a new research project. And finally, the most important issue is that we can find to work collaboratively on funding projects. So researcher networking is nowadays known as academic social networking sites, which is known as ASNS in a brief. So less or more, these are networking. The networking we maintain in our daily life through Facebook, Twitters. It's a bit common, but here we are sharing our information. We are making our community within our research area. The people who are working within this field. So what are the functions of this network? Mainly this networking will manage your digital CV or resume. Okay, it's like one-line persona. Okay. Everything, your academic careers, your academic background, employment history, your research activities, is all the things it will maintain automatically. Next one, it will give you chance to diffuse your studies. I mean, you can disseminate your knowledge globally or locally with so many researchers within your field or outside your field. I mean, interdisciplinary. These networking platforms also provide you to make collaboration, and it also helps to manage your information. And most important issue is that this networking will help you to measure the impact of your research, how it works, or how it influences on other researchers. You can see this one. And other most important thing is that if you maintain these types of networking, whenever you will start new research, you can write a better literature review. Because whenever a researcher in our field will publish a paper or any kinds of research works, they will share with this networking, and you will find easily this new most recent research through this networking. And it also create opportunities for researchers. And this networking also analyzes your impact and finally, it will help you to make a community, the community with other researchers in your field or interdisciplinary field. So how this, how could be this networking important to us? Some of functions I have mentioned here, and the importance, first, number one, it basically maintaining this networking, it will increase your interdisciplinary excellence. You can, not changing? Hello, is there any problem? Can you see? Can you see the screen? Anybody else?
Yes, sir, we can see the screen.
Okay, thank you very much. The importance, basically you can exchange your research works, or you can exhibit your research work with other researchers of other fields. It also fosters your creativity. Okay, if you have a mind to conduct research and you maintain these types of networking, you always get notifications of new publications, new research works through your mail or your dashboards. And most important thing with this, as it is interdisciplinary exchange, you can come across sometimes new methodology. Okay. Therefore, as we are language researchers for language, English language teaching, sometimes we merely know that we have some common beliefs that like review papers. Normally, in language teaching, review papers, one kinds of critical review papers. Okay, we know this one. But when you will exchange, you will see the other format of the research of other discipline you can come across, they have different types of review papers like bibliometrics, systematic literature review. Okay, this is whenever you come across the other field, then you will see there is new methodology. Okay, I just give one example. And this networking also always give your presence up to date. It means whenever you publish one paper, later it will be clear when I will give illustrations, you can easily understand how this networking working for our researchers. Here, networking, these types of platforms, it always keep you up to date. Up to date, your presence up to date, your knowledge up to date. That's why you can easily find new knowledge in your research field. You can create knowledge in your research field. You can make sure the quality of your research. And finally, most important thing is that you can disseminate your knowledge. Many people can come across your knowledge, your new research or new research activities. Okay. Okay, actually, these are the nutshell of this networking. Okay, how this networking basically works for our research. It will work in the two ways. First one, actually, there are some activities. The research, the networking, they themselves provide you some activities. You must do this one. And another important thing is that doing these activities, what you have gained, what the benefit or advantage you will get. So first one, what the activities this networking platform will do for you. It will always give you the number of updates, how many publications you have. It will be automatically added, or sometimes you are asked to add manually. But the topmost networking systems, they have their automated system. It also gives you the number of followers, how many followers you have or the other researchers are following you. It also gives you the statistics, number of comments, how many comments you made for others and how many other replied for your queries. So you will get this statistics over there. And retweets, shares, you can also see how many people, as we through Facebook, we can see how many people share my post like this. And most important thing is that you can also see how many times your research work have been downloaded. Okay, so there is also the number of this. Okay. And through these activities, what will you gain? Okay, actually, you will gain. You can have. You might have new connections with new researchers. You can come across useful resources that you will find around you through this networking. Next, you can also find funding opportunities. Okay. And obviously, this is a very honorable thing when a journal asks you to review manuscript or to join the editorial board as a member. Okay, so you can also get the updates from these networking systems. And finally, number of research participants identified. Okay, what types, say for you have done, what can I say, the conference paper, you attended conference paper workshops, or you published articles. So all the things will be within this system. So these are the advantages. Okay, now what are these networking platforms? Okay, where we can find or where I will open my account. Okay. So these are the list of the researchers networking. Few of them are missing, okay, two maybe. So you can see here Pablons, Workit, ResearchGate, Google Scholar, Frontiers, Dimensions. Look, these are truly for researchers. Okay, these networking platforms, it's like social networking platform like Facebook, Twitters. I've also mentioned Facebook, LinkedIn, Academia. Okay, So these are also social networking, but here you can do many other things, other personal issues or political issues or other issues. But this Pavlov's, Workit, ResearchGate, Google Scholar, Frontiers, Loop, Dimensions, these are truly for researchers. Okay, you can find researcher here within your research work, I mean, your research field, and you can also come across interdisciplinary researcher through this. Okay, so I think many of you have profile with these platforms or may not have. If you don't have, I think after this session you will have. So how this, I will highlight here few of them, okay, because we have time constraints. I will not go through details for all platforms, but three important platforms I will show you details here. Number one is Workit. Workit, actually, as a researcher, you must have this idea. Okay. So why and how, I will give you details. So Workit means Open Researcher and Contributor ID. Open Researcher and Contributor ID. It has 16 digits. Basically, it's like your passport number, your driving license number, your national ID number. As a researcher, you have this identified unique number. This one is 16 digit. This digit is like DOI for researchers. DOI means DOI for article. It's a digital object identifiers like this. As DOI works for article, individual article, Workit works for individual researchers. It makes connection between research and researchers. Research means your research field and your as you are the researcher of this field, it will make connection. It is it also maintains academic publishing workflows. Academic publishing workflows means as a researcher you have publications. As a researcher you have review activities. As a researcher you have conference presentations or as a speakers. So all these types of research activities will be automatically updated in this Workit profile, in your dashboard of Workit profile. So Workit, this organization is international, it's interdisciplinary, it's open for all, not for profit, and most important thing, this one is community driven. Because within this Workit ID, you will find your top researchers, your contemporary researchers. Okay, so, and the most issue is that it is totally free, no cost, okay, to maintain your all the research activities. Okay, and sometimes in institution they can also create their researchers ID through this Workit. Okay, as an individual researcher, you can yourself open your ID here, and as an institute, they can also open ID for their researchers. Okay. And next one is that I have already mentioned that this within this Workit, there will be your education background, your employment history, your all the research activities history. Basically, Workit ID means it is your digital CV, digital resume. And how it works, later I will go, I will explain much more. So look at, now I will give the illustrations of this Workit with my activities. Okay, how I maintain. Okay, okay. Before this, I would like to highlight some benefits. Less or more, you guess what would be the benefits of this Workit. Number one, as a researcher, you must have individual identity with this Workit. This Workit is unique and persistent identifier for a researcher, and you can use this one all through your research career. It can also be used your professional activities, and you can also add with your affiliation. And most important thing is that whenever you apply for funding or even for PhD, sometimes postdoc, they ask you to submit your CV through Workit. And another important issue, I will give the example with this. This one is that whenever you submit, many of you know better. Okay, our Dr. Nasir sir, he knows better. Okay, how it works actually. Whenever you will submit your paper in a big or renowned databases like Taylor Sir Francis, Emerald, or Elsevier, whenever you submit your article, the journal listed in those publishers, they first ask you to open to submit your Workit. Okay, and if you have Workit ID, you cannot open another account for the journal. You just it will work like a gateway. I will show you this how it will work. Okay, it's just in the login section, there is the option of Workit. You just click on Workit and you will find your accounts automatically built. So it also saves your time. So this Workit basically it works like as an automated repository deposition. Automated repository deposition. It is automatically the load will be automated over there. So look at this is my Workit ID. I will give you illustration how it works. Actually, look at there is the red circle within this. There is the 16-digit number. This is the unique number for me, and my name, biography, emails, a website, whatever I have, I can add here. Okay. And next one is that others ID. Most important issue is that this Workit will automatically make your Workit ID with other ID. I mean, Scopus ID, I mean, Loop ID, your Web of Science ID. Okay, all the ID will be automatically absorbed here. Okay, it will absorb to this one. So this is very important issue, I think. Then your keywords, you can put your keywords and you will find your research works in according to your keywords. Then your employment history, where did you work and where are you working, you will find all this. Other works, you will find your publication works that I have mentioned, Workit work, automated. If you have publication with DOI numbers, Workit will automatically identify your articles and add to your profile. Okay. So this one is important. Our Sajjad sir just mentioned a few minutes back that one of our colleagues published 8 articles. If it has no link, no DOI number, then how it works? How other people will cite or see? So nowadays it is very important. Whatever you will publish, we must know. Okay, the people will know what you are working for. This is the peer review activities. Okay, it also automatically added. Okay, you should not do anything else. But for publications, sometimes you can also add manually. Okay, some papers you can add manually. And the most benefited issue of this Workit that I have mentioned that it will work like a gateway to open or to submit your papers to any kinds of good journals, Q1 journals, ISI journals. Okay, look at this. This is Helion, a journal's name. And when I am going to open, I mean, when I go to enter into this journal, I need to create account. Okay. If you have Workit ID, look at there is the symbol of Workit. Okay. You just click and the pop-up for Workit will open and you sign in. Okay. Whenever you sign in, there will be automatically new account for you. So it will save your time. So in this way, WorkIt works. This is the website of WorkIts. Next one is Pablons. Okay, this Pablon is also truly for researchers. Okay, you will not find here the other people. Okay, actually they will not need this one. It is very much needed for researchers. So what is or how Pablons work? First, I will try to give you some ideas. Then I will illustrate with my profile. You can understand. So number four, this Pablons basically is not old one. It's new. It has established in 2012 for the purpose of addressing the static state of peer review practice in scholarly communication or in scholarly world. Basically, in many countries, whether it is in India, I know there are so many people who join from the other corners of the world. And this is very common that reviewers does not have any recognition. You just merely review, no one will know who, but this is very important. Whenever a reviewer will review, a author must work many things, many issues. But this hard work was not paid off. But Pablons, from this point of view, Pablons have been created or has been created this platform for peer reviewers. If you have Pablons account, then you can find so many things, many issues. You can find journals, you can find researcher, you can find fundings, and your works also be disseminated. That many people will come across with your publications or review activities. So for avoiding or for giving reviewers recognition, this Pablon has been started for tracking researcher publications, citation metrics, peer reviews activities, journal editing work in a single easy to use profile. Basically, this is very easy to use profile. Here you can easily. Nowadays, in 2017, after 2017, this Pablons was acquired by Clarivate Analytics. You know that this one is Web of Science. Web of Science, they took over this Pablons. Though here I have mentioned 2000, I got 2,200 partner journals within Pablons, but nowadays it exceeded much more. Every day they are including so many journals. So day after day, it is increasing. So these are the basic thing about Pablons. And as you maintain Pablons, you can also think, or you can also recognize that you are working as a part-time job or reviewing, because it will also growing the health of your research work through different types of review activities. Now there is a link between Pablons and WorkIt. These two ID synchronized, can be synchronized. Whatever you have WorkIts, you can automatically synchronize with a button. With one click, you can synchronize these two accounts together. But whatever you have in Pablons, this one will not be in WorkIt. Okay, this is the differentiation. So whatever your accounts in WorkIt, this one will be synchronized with Pablons. So these are the Pablons profile. How this Pablons works, I will give illustration, and I think you will get the benefit. So look at that. This is dashboard of my Pablons profile, and you will find top corner of the left hand side, there is the Web of Science researcher ID, okay, and my names, then my affiliation. Then you will find actually these adjectives are different from one to another researchers. Here you will find I am accredited as excellent reviewers. I also recognized as academic graduate and mentor. Okay, you can also be. Excellent reviewers means they have categorized, they have different types of category, and under this there is one option. But academic graduate actually they will provide you 10 module training for peer review. For peer review, all the things, whatever I am talking, all these things are free, no cost. I am not talking anything which bears any cost. That's why, as an early career researcher, I think these are very important to maintain later to be skilled. So for academic graduate, they will provide you 10 module training for reviewing manuscript. And after completing this, they will provide you certificate. This one is academic graduate by Pavlov's, organized by Elsevier. Elsevier, tara eta diye thake. And mentor. Actually, when there is the training session, there will be a mentor. Okay. If you work as a mentor for others, then you will be accredited or you will be recognized as mentor. Okay, so these two things depends on your activities. And the record that I have mentioned, that it is a digital profile or digital CV or resume. Just see, there is the number of publication, there is the number of citation, there is the metrics, high indexing, and there is the number of reviewing activities, how many papers I have reviewed. Okay. And at the right hand side, there is the summary, metrics, publications, and peer review. Actually, this is the public page. Okay. The public will see your profile, this profile. Okay. But what you will see? You will see many things within this. Okay. As we know that it is very difficult to maintain repository for pen and papers. If you have so many papers, okay, so where it would be and where you will store this one, there are so many issues. But as Pavlon is your digital CV, so you can digitally make repository for this. So personally, you can see this private dashboard. Okay. And under this dashboard, you can edit, there is public profile, you can export Pavlon's CV. This is very important. Pavlon's CV will means basically what types of research works you have done. Say for I have done 186 review activities. So whenever I will export my Pavlon's CV, all the title of 186 papers will be included with my CVs. Okay. And who are the author, whether they have accepted or not, but you will get this with your CV. Another important issue is that track your citations. You can see your citations monthly, yearly, weekly. They will provide you statistics. You can also manage your review, and you can also see your profile, how your profile is swelling. Okay, it's growing. You can find this. And next one, most important thing is that as I'm talking about repository, so look at, there is the list of publications. In what journal I have how many publications, how many papers I have published in a journal. Look at their language testing in Asia, year 3. So it's not a matter to submit your big CV to someone. Okay. It's a matter one click. You just give your link to others, see my profiles over there. Okay. And Western countries, many universities, they have already asked you to submit your Pavlon's, your work it. And after 5 years, obviously, there will be no CV with pen and papers. You should not fill up so many options. I think it's my belief, because just one click, they will get you everything. Next one, verified reviews. For what journal, how many papers you have reviewed. They will give these statistics here. Okay. So there is this. So for I just to give example, Education Research International, I have reviewed 43 articles over there. So this is another issues. And most important thing is that it also give you the metrics. How many papers you have reviewed in a month. Okay. I have started January 22 with problems. Okay. And now it is July 22. I am working with this. Okay. So in this period, I have reviewed 186. So now the most important issues, top reviewers in your field. Okay, basically you know that who are the reviewers, they are also good authors. Okay. So who are the good researcher or top researcher in your field or contemporary field, you can easily find this one. So with keywords, your keywords, my keywords, English language teaching, ELT. So ELT, just look at, there is the last 12 months, who are the top, okay, for reviewing. And hopefully in this field, in the last 12 months, I was at the top. But I think today or tomorrow I'll not be there. Another person will come. Okay, so these are the list, and you can find or you can come across your contemporary researchers that I have mentioned in the very beginning. Okay, how can you find your contemporary researcher within your field? Or if you can find the others, try to find other, you can also go with other keywords. And top reviewers in okay, you can also find top reviewers of your country. You just select, actually there are so many options. Whenever you select country, the list of the reviewers according to country will come out. So you can see these are the top reviewers in the last 12 months. I just take over there. And these are the, look at BG Trust is at the top position right now. Then Bangabandhu, Bangladesh Institute, ICT DRB maybe, Bangladesh Institute of Development Studies, then Bangladesh University of Engineering, BUET, Definitely International University, University of Waterloo. Maybe he is using this affiliation, but he is Bangladeshi. Bangladesh Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Agriculture University, Sri Bangla. So you will find, actually as a researcher, it's my belief that I have to also know who are the researchers in my country. Okay, you can also see this one. And you can see also the researcher of your universities. Who are the top researchers in the 12 months or who are working with problems. Okay. You can also just write your university name. You can find who are your researchers at your universities. Okay. So there are some more issues with these problems. Actually, 1 hour can be only for describing problems for working. Okay. So there are so many issues. So there is look at, there is the other issues, browse, community, and facts. So browse, whenever you click browse, there are the option researchers, COVID-19 index. COVID-19 index means those papers or those researchers working with COVID, you can find them. Then publications, who are the publications means the articles in your field or interdisciplinary, you can find. Just click, you will find the most recent papers according to that. Whenever you will click journals, you can also find journals and you can filter this one according to your keywords. Next, institutions. You can also find top institutions in the world with this. And you can also find the country's position, okay, according to research or problems report. What types, who are the countries are at the top level, you can find over there. Now this one is, after this, That is ResearchGate. ResearchGate less or more common, okay, comparatively PubNotes and ORCID. Okay, ResearchGate also, it's truly for researchers. I think many of you have this ResearchGate. It is also used for tracking the impact of your research works, your publications. It also provides opportunities for finding global jobs. Okay. And also you can make collaborations with your researchers with your field. So these are the 5 issues in ResearchGate. You can share your publications with other people, other researchers, not people here. Then you can get statistics about views, how many people read this, downloads, how many people downloaded it, and citation of your research, how many people cite your paper. Then finding your jobs, connecting and collaboration with your colleagues, means researchers within your field or other field. And you can also ask some questions regarding research. If you have any questions, just write down questions. Many researchers are waiting to give you reply. Okay. So most important issues were there. This is my ResearchGate profile. Okay, I just give you the illustration with this. So at the right-hand corner, there is the research interest, citation, high index. It is actually automatically will be within your profile, ResearchGate profile. Okay. So there is the issues, profile, research, stats, scores, following. Basically, ResearchGate score will be removed from September. They have already given notice. They may introduce new features with it. Okay. So this is the research score, ResearchGate score, my ResearchGate score. 29,000 people already read my paper. So citation is a recommendation mention, okay, research interest, and here is the details of this. Okay. And another important issue is that you can see currently which country are at the top reading your research. Okay. So as we are researcher for ELT, English language teaching in EFL context, that's why Kenya, though English is their first language, but why they are interesting to my research, I don't know. Country Bangladesh, Nigeria, okay. Among recent university brag from their University of Nigeria, like this there. So you can see, actually, whenever you see that your paper is not ideally sit, it is working, it is moving. Yeah, there is be felicitation. Okay, bhalo laga chole asbe. So this another important part of this research items. Okay, at the left hand side, you can see there are the so many issues. And with this, your paper, what are the information will be? Whether this article will be downloadable or not. Okay, if it is full text, it means yes, it is available. You can download this one. And if there is no full text, then there is no open access. You cannot download this. It also gives you the idea of date when it has published, your journal's name. So this one you can also find in this way. So these are the 3 important networking platform for researchers. Obviously, as an early career researcher, if they maintain, as myself, I have started my journey with this networking January 2020. Okay. Now, September 2022. Okay, so it's 2 years. So obviously, after 5 years, where will be my health? I don't know. Okay. It would be fluffy, okay, like this. So hopefully, if you start as an early career researcher, if you maintain these platforms, definitely you will get much more benefit from these networks. And you people that in Bangladeshi context, we have the problem that we don't have much more citation. If you don't have much more citation, actually there will be no impact of your research. If my paper will not be known to others, then how can they cite? That's why you must disseminate your papers, your publication, your studies to other, even to other community, the people with other community. So these are the three important networking. It's my must say that you must maintain these three, and definitely you will get your benefit. As within 2 years I get this, so hopefully you will. And there are some other platforms. I just mentioned this because these are the very common. Google Scholar, you know better because we are using Google. So how can we maintain Google profile? So we know. I request all of you that if you have any papers published manually, I mean printed version, you must upload it to Google Scholar. Why? Otherwise, it will not get citation. Okay, it will be like a wastage. One day you will find there's no impact of your research work. Okay. And another one is academia. Academia is not free. Okay, for working with this profile, sometimes we need to pay some payments over there. So this is academia is also networking platform for researcher. Okay, so these are the researcher. All right, the things that I have mentioned over there, these were the researchers networking platforms. If you maintain these platforms, definitely, and I'm damn sure that it will increase the impact of your research works. Okay. And you can also come across so many researchers in your field and outside your field. And you can also work interdisciplinary, locally or internationally. It will give you a lot of opportunities. So what is my position after 2 years? Okay. My personal networking, there are you can see that a mapping, connecting map. Okay. In this, there are so many directions. Okay. Here, with these people, these are the Chinese people. I have collaborated with them and I worked with them for our research work. Then you will, I have collaboration with Saudi people, okay. Middle East, Saudi, Iran, Iraq, okay. And I have also collaboration with Czech Republic, okay. And so many in Bangladesh. So these are the area within my research areas. I have found good number of researchers, and I come across without any hesitation. I just ask them, I want to work with you. They are very congenial, very accessible, not whatever we see traditionally. Okay, so the people as a researchers, they have open mind. Okay, basically they can accept anything else. So if you go through these platforms and if you find any researcher who is very close to you, your area, you just knock them. Okay. Obviously, they will help you anyway if they could. So finally, the most important issues is that maintaining these platforms, you must have some ethical issues. As a human being, we always go through mistakes and errors. Okay, that's why we should be careful about this. So these are the some issues concern. Whenever you use other people's research work, you must cite them or you must take permission from them. Then you must identify, you must give the identification of from where you have taken. It's very important issue. And there will be no anonymity and confidentiality. In the research area, in the world of research area, actually there is nothing hidden. Okay, everything. There are so many other traditional concepts, but basically doing research, it means some issue, except some serious issue, there will be no issue for anonymity and confidentiality. Whatever you have done, you just publish to let them know by the people. Data security, obviously, this is the most important issues to ethics. Your data security, Any times, any people can ask data from you, which have been published, and any times anyone can claim that this data has been violated ethical issues. So this one is a bit important issue. And risks to participants. Yes, okay, to participate in a new field, definitely there is a risk. Okay. So it's very tough to accept new thing, but you might have these types of issues within yourself as you can accept anything else. Okay. So up to this for my talk, and if you have any questions, we may discuss here. Thank you very much for your patience to hear me.
How you have managed time to
Yes.
review about 200 papers within 1 year? So
Yeah.
that means per month you have to review more than 10 papers. So on an average, 3 days each paper. So if you reject more paper, so it's very easy. But if you accept many of them, then it takes time.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sajjad sir. Basically, yes, it's a good question. How can we manage time? Not I, all we can manage time. Actually, just see your daily routine, what you are working. Okay. Where is your gap? Okay. We have lot of gaps. Okay. You must, yeah, we have family, we have some other issues, we have classes as a teachers, we have exam papers, lot of academic and family works we have to maintain every day. But particularly, you have to sit for something else. It can be 10 minutes, it can be 20 minutes, it can be 30 minutes. If it can be more than 1 hour, it's fine. But you must sit. Whether it is 10 minutes, 10 minutes is not a big, sorry, it's not a small. Okay. If you use 10 minutes properly, after 7 days, what will you find? After 7 days, 70 minutes. Okay. So 17 minutes, yeah. Say for you have reviewed 5 pages of a paper within these 7 days. Then next 7 days, you will finish a paper. So within, within 1/4, you can easily, initially, you can easily find, you can easily do 1 manuscript within 15 days. But whenever, as you are working, what will happen? Your skill will not stop. Your skill will be gearing. Okay. And after 2-3 months, you will see, okay, this manuscript, what are the problems? Where might be problems? You just knock them. Okay. And within few days, you can review a paper. Okay. So most important thing, using your time, how much it is, how small a scale or large scale it is, it doesn't matter. Matter is regularity. Okay, regularly you have to at a time. This is, but basically we can find many times. A lot of times we are gossiping at our teacher lobby. Okay, but it's not a joke. Sorry, it's not a joke. Okay, you can manage your time. Thank you, Sajjad sir.
How much time is usually allocated, let's say, for reading in a standard journal, let's say, index journal on average?
Basically, they will give you 2 months.
2 months.
Okay, 2 months, 1 to 2 months average. Some journals will give you like Max Tissel. Okay, it will give you 6 months if you want as a reviewer. So it's not a matter. Whenever you will maintain these types of platforms, and many editors will come across. So for whenever you have Pavlon's account, your account will be open to the editors, all the journals editors. They can see your profile. And okay, you can ask editor to send you journal, a manuscript to review, but sometimes they can deny. But whenever they will find your fine profile in Pavlon's or Workit, yeah, you should not ask them. Okay, one after another. You have said that I have reviewed 43 manuscripts for a journal. Okay, so, sir.
Sir, is it better if we target the journal? Is it better when we send our article there in the journal? Is it better that we download one of the articles from the journal and see how they want to see our paper here? How they want our paper?
No, it's a good issue. Okay, whenever you are submitting to a journal, yeah, I have succeeded in this. You can just catch the pattern of the journal. Okay, what types of article they are publishing. Just see the format and take over this one into your manuscript. It's very good idea to get good result.
Yeah, it's very typical.
Very typical.
ELTJ and others very different.
Yeah, very different.
Very different, but they have their own.
Yeah,
You
own.
do is, you read 10 articles, you'll find very similar, but maybe different from other. But how do you manage to actually, how do you manage so many profiles? Like at least 5, I can see. Orchid, Babylons, research team.
Productivity is very high.
Okay, I can share my experience in my PhD journey. Basically, just 1 more minute I will take, and I think you will
No,
get.
this is-
Oh. Dear audience, our Dean, Faculty of Arts and Social Science, has presence with us. So I am talking about that. Okay. So what is your questions?
How do you manage
Oh, okay.
so many profiles?
So many
At least 5
profiles.
I can see.
Okay, just I will share one minute from my PhD experience. When got admission into PhD, my supervisor was blinked to me. It's like Bangladesh don't care. But from this, and when I come across some friends of Iran's, okay, they also devalue Bangladeshi. Okay. So from this ignorance, actually, I try to do something else better. And I have joined so many workshops. I attended so many workshops, seminars. You know, from Malaysia, there are a lot of opportunities to learn everything. So when I come across, in the very beginning, I have started my journey in August 2018, and I come into this world at the end of 2019. I found so many platforms, okay, online platforms where I could engage myself. And I start from then. You see that problems I have started January 2020. But meantime, I have selected or I have identified what are the top journals in ELT. Okay. Who are the top researchers in ELT in my field. Okay. And I make communicate with them. Okay. And in this way, I have so many international friends in UK, USA, in so many countries who I just, okay, this paper, it's fine. I just knock the author. Okay. This is fine. I want to work with him or with her. Okay. In this way, I approach. Approach is most important. And as many as you will be on the right track approaching, you will gather so many things. Okay. In this way, after 3 years, I have found I have healthy, a bit healthy profile.
Every night.
Yes.
So I think there are some questions online. Chat box. Would you like to read or should we read?
Which one?
Isar, I hope I pronounced the name correctly.
There are quite a few
Where can we
questions
find that?
from the
Okay,
online
yeah,
audience.
let the Tasnima, madam.
Yes. So we got the first question from someone called Isar, I think. He asked, where can we find the orchid and the pablons? Are they available on Android Play Store or it is solely computer based?
Yeah, good questions. Nowadays, Orchid and Pablons, these two platforms have also apps. You can also find apps. You can also find this. Just Google Play Store. Go there and you can install this one. But I request you to maintain first with your PC. Okay, I mean website. Whenever your website will smooth for using for yourself, then you can turn into mobile apps. It's better. Thank you very much.
Okay, the next question was asked by Saidu Mansoor. He asked, which of the listed platforms should a novice researcher start with?
Can-
Which one?
Oh, which one? I think if you want to learn more, you must have first Publons, because Publons provide you civil training, manuscript peer review training. You can also have come across so many workshops. Okay. So Publons, as a novice researcher, you start with Publons. Thank you. Ma'am.
Yes, we have got another question from Dr. Shiva. He asked how to get in touch with the scholars around the world and get involved in a collaborative research.
Okay, thank you. I think I have already talked about this. How can you find collaborators? Networking. Next, ma'am.
I cannot see any other question yet.
Yeah, I think Saidu also has another part of this question. Can you please check?
Trying to find out. He also asked to Saidu Mansoor, yes. He asked another question, that is, are university-based journals not indexed in Scopus accepted in those? I cannot find out. In those mentioned networking.
Actually,
Are university-based journals not indexed in Scopus accepted in those mentioned networking? That's the question.
actually, as a researcher, I think your target should be to see top, first top. Okay, then you come slowly, because in academia, if you come across to a group of your research field, you can learn so many things. Okay, I mean, experienced people will give you so many issues to you. At university, sometimes Publons, within Publons, there are so many journals. Those are not indexed in Scopus or even Web of Science. That's why university journal can be within Publons. Okay, and from Publons, they can see your profile. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering all those questions. I cannot see any more question here.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
So should we end the session?
Our Dean sir is here.
Dean sir is here. Okay, then in that case, I would request our Honorable Dean sir to
Conclude the session.
conclude the session with his kind words.
Sir, please come.
To speak on this?
Yes.
Thank you very much for giving me the floor. And my weakness that I didn't attend the session from the very beginning, and I don't know what are the topics you discussed during these presentations and deliberations. But research as a whole, if you think, maybe my comments or observations will be repetitive from your side, because we might have heard the same thing again and again, or something might be new to you. So my general comments will be, because I don't know the specific comments, because I didn't attend the session. I came as I think that English is doing very well in terms of all extracurricular activities, and I should encourage them at least by my physical attendance, if not by academic attendance. So I ran up from the BBA program there in Auditorium D building. It was annual lecture series. The program is still going on. Maybe I have to go again back to the program again. As I was talking to sir, we are very grateful to Pradhan sir that he has given a new environment for us in English department. This is my belief. This is what I see. This is what the students are talking about. So thank you, sir, for being with us. And we are very grateful to you that you have started something, doing something new, which we did not try before, in the extent you have started now. Maybe we are doing it, but not in the way that you are doing it now. You started from the grassroots level, taking the students as your researchers. This is a new innovation, I think, in English department. In that sense, I should say, this department has become Little China, Little Japan. You see, some shop is known as Little China. If you go to China, if you go to Japan, you will not see any book chapter. You will see all research chapter. They do not speak from the book. They do not recite poems. সকালে উঠে আমি মনে মনে বলি সারাদিন আমি ভালো হয়েছিল এসব কবিতা দেশে নাই what they do is they go on research, they say something on the findings of the research. So I think English department has started being Little China or Little Japan. So in that sense, thank you, sir. Well, this credit goes to you mainly and to the Department of English as a whole. So this is something that we have already told this honor level lecture series. We got some Little China in English department. The speaker, he became astonished. What do you mean, sir? And if you have time, you can join and then you see Little China is sitting in 3102. So he was laughing, sir, I will come to you one day and we'll see your program. So I invited him also. So this is what I mean and what this is my feelings regarding the environment now we're having in English department. As English department, I always say this is the most vibrant department in Faculty of Arts and Social Science. They are doing very good with most of the faculty members in the department. With less number, I do not see any problems in English department. There are very small department with very big problems. But English department being a very big department with less, sometimes I should say it is zero problems in English department. It's a vibrant department. And if it's really increasing day by day, number of students is increasing. If the 20% discount was there in English department, I think the number of students might have increased even more what we are having now. I have already proposed to PC Madam and management that please do something for English department because every department is having 25% discount. Why not in English department? They agreed with me and they told that they will raise the issue in next syndicate meeting. So I am sure it might come for English department, some 25% discount. If it comes, it is really good for us. For research, sir knows very well. He is Dean of Deans in terms of research. What I should say that in research, there is a fixed prescription, like sample size. I will not prolong my discussion. I know everybody is talking, why he is talking too much. I will not talk too much. I will tell only we mean it. In research, there is no fixed sample size. আমরা যখন থিসিস করাই ছাত্র এই তোমার থিসিস বানাই কেন হয় নাই স্যাম্পল সাইজ কম হয়ে গেছে স্যার ইউ শুড সে হোয়াট ইজ দ্য স্যাম্পল সাইজ হাউ মাচ শুড বি দ্য সাইজ research there are two types of research mainly one is qualitative and another is quantitative. In quantitative research even one sample is more than enough in sometimes. If you test the position of rice you don't need to see 100 rice. If you see test one rice, you can say it is cooked or not. Am I right?
Yes.
So in that case, you don't need 100 rice to be tested to reach some conclusions. It depends on the situation. It depends on the subject. It depends on the environment in which you are undertaking your research. And sometimes in quantitative research, even if you take 1,000 samples, it is not enough. Sometimes, depending on the nature of the subject. We know law of gravitation. I am not a student of science. You might heard the law of gravitation. This is the most perfect law in science till today. But I tell you very frankly and freely that this law has also criticisms, 99 criticisms. It is not a theory. It is a hypothesis. A research was done, thesis was done in Auckland University. You can find this in our library, National Library. This law of gravitation is not a law. It is a hypothesis because it has so many criticisms it does not deserve to be called it law. If something wants to be law, it should be perfect, more or less. No human law is perfect in this world. Every law has pitfalls, drawbacks, with some comments. But still, if it goes more or less perfectly, we can say it is a law. But if it has got more criticisms, then we cannot say it law. We say it's hypothesis or propositions or whatever you say, but it cannot be a law. So that thesis concluded that law of gravitation is not a law, it is a hypothesis. This is only one example I gave you. There's nothing in this world is perfect. You cannot say that this is perfect, you must do it, you must do it. This is not like this. It depends. Like one example I gave, that law of gravitation says that water falls to the so to the where it comes from up to the down. What happens today in real world? Do you see any water goes down in any house? It goes up. It goes up. Even in Modina Namak, you see there are so many hills and powers and ponds. Water do not go down, water goes up. They did not take into consideration those facts. So you should not this is a word we cannot you can use it in our AIB maybe in Bangladesh, but not in overseas countries. This word is not being, this sentence is already declared. This is not a redundant word. We don't use this word anymore. And what should I say? I don't have anything to say more. Thank you for your interest to attend this research workshop. I think you have learned too much. Your face does show that you learned, and you did not have become bored. You are laughing still at this time. That is nearly 4:30 or 5 o'clock. You normally go home at 3:30. So I apologize. My apology to you for forcing you to come to this research seminar. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your precious words. Now, I think we have reached the end of the webinar. Do we have any more questions? I think no.
Thank you.
So I would request everyone present in the audience to turn on their camera for a few seconds so that we can take a few shots.
No, no. Thank you, sir. Very inspiring, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thanks to all of you for joining us today. This concludes the webinar. I hope we have all learned and enjoyed the presentation. Hope to see you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.